HighBridge, a division of Recorded Books, presents Parenting is Hard AF, 53 Affirmations for Black Parents Who Struggle, by Jamal J. Myrick, Doctor of Education, read by Bill Andrew Quinn. Chapter 1. Parenting is Hard as Fuck. Let's go ahead and talk about the elephant in the room. Parenting is hard as fuck. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. There are a lot of highs and lows. 1 minute, you believe you're doing everything right. The next minute, your child or children get out of their car seat and they're kicking and screaming for an invisible cookie that you never had to begin with. Some names have been removed to protect the parent. Yet the privilege of being a parent is one of immense love and joy that I can never imagine not having in my life. I tried really hard to remember my life before my family, and survey says GHETTO. Want to add a little more razzle-dazzle into parenting? Try being a black parent to a child today, especially one who is conscious and aware of how the world can potentially be harmful to not only us, but our own child or children. As a black parent, our duty to our child or children is forever changing and influenced by how the world engages with the black diaspora. It's difficult to say the least. Of course, there are the playdates, various dance recitals, sports games, cooking, and cleaning among other things that come with being a parent, but what about preparing your child or children for their first time encountering a racist bigot? Or preparing your child for the talk? No, I'm not talking about the birds and the bees. I'm talking about how to ensure that they get home somewhat safely if they encounter the police. On top of all of that, you still have to raise a happy, intelligent, emotionally well child whose joy and personality should not be muted in a world that constantly says otherwise. Whew! It's a lot. Let me be the first to share, I'm with you, dear listener and fellow parent. Earth is ghetto, and sometimes I be waiting for someone to beam me on up. Word to Aaliyah Sheffield. Although parenting is hard as fuck, I know that you're trying your best, and that's who this book is for. Black parents who are doing their best with what they got. The ones who are trying to break generational curses while cursing through their favorite song and making a bottle. This book is for those who need a reminder that they were dope before their bundle of joy and are still dope. This book is for the black parents who struggle with gentle parenting while your child or children is throwing a tantrum after you turned off Blippy. Word to Mika. I'm talking to y'all. This book is not for the perfect parents with the perfect everything. This book is for the black parents who struggle every now and then with their confidence and parenting skills and still find time to kick it with their kid after a 15-hour shift. It's a weird time in the world with the constant inflation, the effects of too much social media, and the looming international conflicts, all while trying to cut through the noise. That said, this book was born out of conversations with other black parents who are struggling but appreciate affirmations. I cannot tell you how amazing it feels to hear from my wife, "You're doing a great job," or from another parent at our child's school lamenting about how intelligent our kiddo is. Just as it's nice to hear words from others about my parenting and how my wife and I are raising our daughter, I started finding it even more critical, essential even, to affirm myself. I've said for years, nobody is going to be your biggest cheerleader than yourself. I'll be my own hype man any and at all times. I've learned the art of affirmations and the power that these can have in my life as well as others. The Goals of Parenting is Hard as Fuck, 53 Affirmations for Black Parents Who Struggle is as follows. Provide a resource for black parents that will help them thrive in one of the most important roles that they'll have on this earth. Normalize the yuck of parenting while also acknowledging the beauty of it all. Create a safe space for reflection, learning, and love that you, dear listener, can soak up. These affirmations will provide you with some guidance that you can take with you in those rough times or moments when you're unsure of who you are and what you're about. What are affirmations, you ask? Keep listening and find out. Chapter 2. I deserve good things. Comb through any social media platform and you're bound to see someone sharing affirmations while lighting incense as they sit in front of their Sil large Dracaena compacta cane houseplants. I'm trying to be a plant daddy. Everyone's telling you to recite affirmations, but it's not often I hear about the origins of affirmations and the impact that they can have in one's life until I started doing the research. So, what are affirmations? Affirmations are positive statements or words that are often repeated in order to encourage positive thinking and increasing confidence and love for oneself. Affirmations are often used as a tool for self-improvement and personal growth and can help individuals improve upon their self-esteem by overcoming negative thought patterns. As long as there's been people in the world, there's always been a desire for humans to maintain a positive self-view in their lives, and anything that might threaten their perspective is met with resistance. Affirmations can help decrease stress, increase wellness, and assist people in being more open to change. It's no wonder that one quick search on Amazon for affirmations books yields over 20,000 results. There are also many books written on related topics such as positive thinking, self-help, and personal growth that may include information about affirmations. Affirmations can be tailored to a person's specific goals or needs. They may focus on areas such as health, relationships, career, spirituality, or, in our case, parenting. For example, someone who is trying to overcome anxiety might repeat the affirmation, "I am calm and confident in all situations." On the other hand, someone who is working on achieving career success might repeat the affirmation, "I am capable and successful in my work." The affirmation you choose is similar to your favorite Starbucks drinks. Sometimes it has to be the right season to use them. Often, affirmations are repeated as a way to reprogram the subconscious mind, replacing negative beliefs and thoughts with positive ones. If we don't address our negative thinking, affirmations will not be effective. With consistent practice, affirmations can help individuals develop a more positive outlook on life and goal achievements. I'd be remiss if I didn't share that affirmations alone will not change your circumstance or plight. You have to do the work. Did you know that affirmations have a strong tie to our community? The use of affirmations can be traced back to the early days of the Civil Rights Movement when Black Americans were fighting for equal rights and struggling against systemic racism and oppression. It is time for parents to teach young people early on that in diversity there is beauty and there is strength. We all should know that diversity makes for a rich tapestry, and we must understand that all the threads of the tapestry are equal in value, no matter their color. Maya Angelou. One notable figure in the use of affirmations was civil rights leader and educator Dr. Maya Angelou. She was known for her inspiring speeches and poems, which often included affirmations and messages of self-love and empowerment. Her work, like so many other literary powerhouses of the era, encouraged our community to embrace our identity and live our full, authentic lives despite the injustices taking place at the time. During the 1970s and 80s, the Black self-help movement emerged with many authors popularizing the use of affirmations as a tool for personal growth and empowerment. This movement emphasized the power of positive thinking and the ability to manifest one's desires through affirmations and visualization. In recent years, there has been a growing awareness of the importance of self-care, self-reverence, and the need to prioritize mental health, particularly in the face of ongoing racial inequality, social injustice, and anti-Blackness. Chapter 3. Why Affirmations? We've discussed the short history of affirmations, but why are they even important? What are the benefits for saying the same sentence repetitively? You'd be surprised. For one, saying affirmations can actually improve your self-esteem and help you build a more positive self-image, especially as a parent. I recall constantly feeling like I wasn't doing anything right early on in my parenting journey. I didn't understand why I was chosen to raise such an amazing child. Writing out this affirmation, "I'm doing the best that I can with what I have and know at this present moment," helped contextualize everything that was happening at the time. In addition to therapy, I found ways to increase my confidence as a parent by not moving in fear. There's a number of benefits of using affirmations, and the following list is not exhaustive, but can provide a great summary. Promoting positive thinking. Affirmations can help individuals shift their mindset from negative to positive. Improving self-esteem. Affirmations can help individuals build a more positive self-image and develop greater self-confidence. Reducing stress and anxiety. The repetition of affirmations can help calm the mind and reduce feelings of stress and anxiety. Do you know how helpful this is when your child is having a tantrum in the middle of the store in front of hundreds of people? Many parents know the level of stress that comes with these incidents, yet I found that I'm able to calm down by reciting my own affirmation in the moment. Empowering you to accomplish your goals. Affirmations can be tailored to your specific goals, and repeating them regularly can help keep those goals at the forefront of your mind. Improving holistic well-being. Practicing affirmations regularly can lead to an overall improvement in your mental and emotional well-being. Enhancing your sense of gratitude. Affirmations that focus on gratitude can help individuals develop a growth mindset in life and appreciate the good things they have. You're already navigating work, community service, entrepreneurship, and life as a sports parent, dance parent, and everything else on top of being an outstanding parent to your child. The caveat here is I want you to do it positively and with the confidence of a mediocre white man. Chapter 4. How to Effectively Utilize Affirmations and Challenges. Okay, we talked about the importance of affirmations, but how do you effectively use them? I know there's not a lot of time in our packed schedules to commit to another thing. However, I do want you, dear listener, to commit to yourself. A holistically healthy parent is one who will be able to be engaged and demonstrate what health looks like to their child. I want you to be able to commit to improving your own well-being, and this book is another resource to help you do it. Here are a few tips and tricks to support you in incorporating these wonderful affirmations into your life today. Keep it simple. Affirmations don't need to be paragraphs. The affirmations in this book are short, sweet, simple, and powerful. Choose affirmations that are positive and affirm what you want to achieve, rather than what you want to avoid. Use present tense language in your affirmations, such as I am, I have, or I feel. Believe in what you're saying. It should resonate with you, and if you don't believe the affirmation is true, it may not be effective. Repeat your affirmations regularly, ideally every day. Consistency is key. Incorporate them in your schedule. Add a meeting specifically for affirmations on your calendar. Say these affirmations out loud when possible, as this helps to reinforce them in your subconscious mind. Visualize yourself as if the affirmation has already come true. What would it feel like watching your family live out the affirmations you've said? This can help to create a more powerful emotional connection with your affirmation. Focus on 1 or 2 affirmations at a time, rather than trying to use too many at once. For our time together on this journey, I'm encouraging you to focus on 1 affirmation a week for an entire year. There's an extra affirmation if you're wanting extra credit. Be patient and persistent. It may take time to see results, so keep using these affirmations consistently and with belief. Remember, affirmations are statements that are meant to inspire, motivate, and empower people, usually by reminding them of their positive qualities or focusing their attention on their goals. While affirmations can be helpful in building self-confidence and creating a positive mindset, there are some challenges that can arise. Here are a few. Lack of belief. Affirmations do not work if you don't believe in what you're saying. For example, if someone is repeating the affirmation, "I am wealthy," but they don't really believe that they are capable of creating wealth, the affirmation may not have any effect. Ineffectiveness for deeper issues. Affirmations can be helpful for surface-level issues such as boosting self-esteem, but they may not be as effective for deeper emotional or psychological issues such as trauma or anxiety. Affirmations can't substitute the work of a trained therapist and/or psychologist. Overuse leading to desensitization. If you repeatedly use the same affirmation and see no change, it might start to lose its effectiveness and become just another meaningless phrase. False positivity. There are times where people use affirmations as a way to avoid using negative emotions or problems. In these cases, affirmations can be a form of false positivity that doesn't actually address the underlying issue. Lack of action. Affirmations don't work if you won't. Words alone may not be enough to bring about change. In order to see results, you must also take action towards your goals. Again, I want you to thrive in one of the most essential roles that you'll ever have in your lifetime, and Parenting is Hard as Fuck, 53 Affirmations for Black Parents Who Struggle is another resource in your toolbox. Remember, you have 53 affirmations to carry you on a weekly basis for 1 year, and one extra affirmation for the overachievers. Each affirmation has 3 guided questions to help you reflect and take inventory about what you're experiencing as you use it. Write it out. Wrestle with your thoughts. Good luck, fellow Black parent. Your future is looking bright. Chapter 5. Affirmations. 1. I am a bomb-ass parent, and I am doing my best. Reflection. What resonated with you after saying this affirmation aloud? What prompted you to say this affirmation aloud? Did you notice any changes? If so, what? If not, what do you think hindered the changes? 2. My child or children is a blessing, and I am grateful for them every day. Reflection. What resonated with you after saying this affirmation aloud? What prompted you to say this affirmation aloud? Did you notice any changes? If so, what? If not, what do you think hindered the changes? 3. I am Black and I am proud. So is my child or children. My heritage and culture, I will pass on this pride to my child or children. Reflection. What resonated with you after saying this affirmation aloud? What prompted you to say this affirmation aloud? Did you notice any changes? If so, what? If not, what do you think hindered the changes? 4. I am worthy of deep, real love and respect, and I will teach my child or children to love and respect themselves and others. Reflection. What resonated with you after saying this affirmation aloud? What prompted you to say this affirmation aloud? Did you notice any changes? If so, what? If not, what do you think hindered the changes? 5. I am capable of creating a safe and nurturing environment for my child or children to grow, smile, and thrive. Reflection. What resonated with you after saying this affirmation aloud? What prompted you to say this affirmation aloud? Did you notice any changes? If so, what? If not, what do you think hindered the changes? 6. I communicate with my child or children honestly and openly, and I listen to them with empathy and understanding. I will teach them how to do the same. Reflection. What resonated with you after saying this affirmation aloud? What prompted you to say this affirmation aloud? Did you notice any changes? If so, what? If not, what do you think hindered the changes? 7. I am human. I prioritize my own self-care and reverence, knowing that it allows me to be a better parent to my children. Reflection. What resonated with you after saying this affirmation aloud? What prompted you to say this affirmation aloud? Did you notice any changes? If so, what? If not, what do you think hindered the changes? 8. I trust myself to make the right decisions for my family and also understand that I won't always be right. Reflection. What resonated with you after saying this affirmation aloud? What prompted you to say this affirmation aloud? Did you notice any changes? If so, what? If not, what do you think hindered the changes? 9. I am patient and understanding with my child or children, even in difficult situations where emotions can run high. Reflection. What resonated with you after saying this affirmation aloud? What prompted you to say this affirmation aloud? Did you notice any changes? If so, what? If not, what do you think hindered the changes? 10. I am a possibility model for my child or children, and I lead by example. Reflection. What resonated with you after saying this affirmation aloud? What prompted you to say this affirmation aloud? Did you notice any changes? If so, what? If not, what do you think hindered the changes? 11. I show my child or children unconditional love and support while also knowing when to set a boundary. Reflection. What resonated with you after saying this affirmation aloud? What prompted you to say this affirmation aloud? Did you notice any changes? If so, what? If not, what do you think hindered the changes? 12. I am my child or children's biggest cheerleader. I'm proud of all my child or children's accomplishments, no matter how big or small. Reflection. What resonated with you after saying this affirmation aloud? What prompted you to say this affirmation aloud? Did you notice any changes? If so, what? If not, what do you think hindered the changes? 13. I give my child or children the tools they need to succeed and thrive in life. Reflection. What resonated with you after saying this affirmation aloud? What prompted you to say this affirmation aloud? Did you notice any changes? If so, what? If not, what do you think hindered the changes? 14. I encourage my children to pursue their passions and follow their dreams with the best intentions. Reflection. What resonated with you after saying this affirmation aloud? What prompted you to say this affirmation aloud? Did you notice any changes? If so, what? If not, what do you think hindered the changes? 15. I am constantly learning and growing as a parent, and I forgive myself for any mistakes I make along the way. I am human, and that's okay. Reflection. What resonated with you after saying this affirmation aloud? What prompted you to say this affirmation aloud? Did you notice any changes? If so, what? If not, what do you think hindered the changes? 16. I set clear boundaries for my child or children and enforce them with kindness and firmness. Reflection. What resonated with you after saying this affirmation aloud? What prompted you to say this affirmation aloud? Did you notice any changes? If so, what? If not, what do you think hindered the changes? 17. I will teach my child or children to be independent and ensure that they know what it means. Reflection. What resonated with you after saying this affirmation aloud? What prompted you to say this affirmation aloud? Did you notice any changes? If so, what? If not, what do you think hindered the changes? 18. I will teach my child or children to be self-reliant and emotionally intelligent. Reflection. What resonated with you after saying this affirmation aloud? What prompted you to say this affirmation aloud? Did you notice any changes? If so, what? If not, what do you think hindered the changes? 19. I will be loud when it comes to my child or children's individuality and uniqueness. Reflection. What resonated with you after saying this affirmation aloud? What prompted you to say this affirmation aloud? Did you notice any changes? If so, what? If not, what do you think hindered the changes? 20. I empower and inspire my child or children to be confident, resilient, and bold. Reflection. What resonated with you after saying this affirmation aloud? What prompted you to say this affirmation aloud? Did you notice any changes? If so, what? If not, what do you think hindered the changes? 21. I am committed to my child or children's education and will help them exceed their potential. Reflection. What resonated with you after saying this affirmation aloud? What prompted you to say this affirmation aloud? Did you notice any changes? If so, what? If not, what do you think hindered the changes? 22. I value the knowledge and skill sets that my child or children brings to the table. Reflection. What resonated with you after saying this affirmation aloud? What prompted you to say this affirmation aloud? Did you notice any changes? If so, what? If not, what do you think hindered the changes? 23. I am a source of power, strength, love, and support for my family. Reflection. What resonated with you after saying this affirmation aloud? What prompted you to say this affirmation aloud? Did you notice any changes? If so, what? If not, what do you think hindered the changes? 24. I will teach my child or children to set boundaries while being kind to and compassionate toward others. Reflection. What resonated with you after saying this affirmation aloud? What prompted you to say this affirmation aloud? Did you notice any changes? If so, what? If not, what do you think hindered the changes? 25. I am a loving and attentive parent, even when life gets busy or stressful. Reflection. What resonated with you after saying this affirmation aloud? What prompted you to say this affirmation aloud? Did you notice any changes? If so, what? If not, what do you think hindered the changes? 26. I help my child or children develop strong social skills with thriving, positive relationships. Reflection. What resonated with you after saying this affirmation aloud? What prompted you to say this affirmation aloud? Did you notice any changes? If so, what? If not, what do you think hindered the changes? 27. I am proud of my child or children's identity and will encourage them to always dig deeper to explore their roots. Reflection. What resonated with you after saying this affirmation aloud? What prompted you to say this affirmation aloud? Did you notice any changes? If so, what? If not, what do you think hindered the changes? 28. I instill a sense of responsibility and accountability in my child or children with themselves and others. Reflection. What resonated with you after
Sample complete. Ready to continue?